So, welcome everyone to tonight's masterclass. We are going to be talking about 3 reasons why people fail and what we can do to beat that. Okay, let me just let people in as they come in. Sorry, it's my large finger letting people in. Okay, so let me tell you what the format of tonight's class is going to be. I'm going to start with introducing myself. I know a lot of you know me. A lot of you have gotten to know me over the challenge. I've gotten to know a lot of you, which has been amazing. I know that a lot of you have sent me emails, which I'm behind in, and I am going to get to it. So please bear with me. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce myself, then I'm going to give you the 3 keys, and I'm going to which will on it itself give you the information that you need to beat those. Then I'm going to announce the winners of what it is. Don't worry, over here, this is not a coffee. This is the names of everyone that completed the 4 days of the challenge. And don't worry, I have my winners of the ambassadors and the community champions. So I'm going to announce that as well. And then if it's okay with you, I'm going to let you know about a fantastic opportunity that I have to work with me. All right. And then, of course, we're going to do a question and answer. What I'm going to ask you to do is, just for the sake of the sound quality in here, is mute yourself. If you have any questions along the way, you can unmute yourself, or you can raise your hand if you prefer. Probably best just to unmute yourself, because the way I'm running it here, I'm going to be very honest with you, is I have my web camera on my computer is terrible. So I'm using my phone to speak from, and my computer, so that I can see everyone's faces while I speak as well. So that's why it may be a little bit delayed or anything like that. Okay, and then question answers. You'll ask me your questions, and we'll take it that way. All right. So for those of you who don't yet know me, I'm Gila Ross. I am a mother of 8. I have lived in Israel, in Germany, in Calgary, in Vancouver, and now I am so happy to call Manchester my home. I see we have a few Manchester people on the Zoom. So it's lovely to have you guys here. And I'll tell you a little bit of my story. Some of you may know me as, you know, the person that works in Seed in England, and some of you may know me as in my other roles that I've done, and some of you may know me through the podcast that I run, and some of you may know me through the Facebook group that I run, or the Instagram that I do. But it wasn't always this way. When I had my first child, when I was, I must have been like, I don't know, 21, 23, that was a very dramatic moment in my life, because I went from being someone who was, I don't know if there's anyone else that can relate to this, but I went from being someone who was independent, and I could do what I wanted, and I could sort of more or less, you know, maneuver my life, that I could do what I was good at. And suddenly I was home with a small dependent child who was relying on me for a lot of stuff. And all of a sudden, I couldn't just do what I was good at. And I really struggled to find it. Like, parenting did not come naturally for me. You know, being home without a structure did not come naturally for me. And I knew that I wanted to, on the one hand, be a very present parent to my child. But on the other hand, I didn't want to lose myself. So I went through a journey. And a journey of self-discovery, a journey of doing different things, trying to figure out different balances. And I did a lot of courses as well, a lot of, you know, workshop type learning, intellectual learning, learning in life. And I failed and I succeeded. And thank God I'm in a place now where I can really say that I love what I do. And when you love what you do, when you find your purpose and you love what you do, I'm not going to lie and say you jump out of bed every morning with a joy and a vitality, because no, real life, right? Nothing jumps out of bed before you have that first cup of coffee, right? In my, you know, I should have a cup that says, don't talk to me before my first coffee. But there's a difference, there's a joy, there's a contentment, and that's what I want to share with you. And we started that journey in the challenge group, for those of you that joined us in the challenge, and I know that some of you have done it and are raring to go, and I know some of you are working through it, and I know some of you will get to it, but it doesn't matter, right? I'm going to leave that group open for another week if you still want to go to it. But tonight, let's talk about 3 reasons why people sometimes fail. So this is an astounding statistic that I heard, that a lot of people will say, I want to do something, right? Let's just say I want to get more active. So I will say, I want to, you know what, I want to start walking 3 times a week, or I want to start, dancing every single day, or I want to start writing more often. So researchers did something. They split out 3 groups, and they said to the first group, they monitored how the idea of the study was to see how people change their exercise habits. And the first group were told to start exercising a little bit more. The second group was told to start exercising a little bit more, and they were given motivational things to help them, right? Like, so every day they would be given a motivational thing to read about why exercise is so good and healthy for you. The third group were also given 1 extra exercise, and what they were told is that you have to write down, I will exercise 3 times a week, but not just that. You have to write down when and where you're going to exercise. And it's a simple thing. It's called the implementation of strategy. But what they found was astounding. I think the first and the second group were very minimally different, right? I think it was like 30% of the people that said they were going to exercise actually did the exercise. Even the motivational group, right? You think and this is contrary to what we think. We grow up thinking like, as long as you're motivated, it's all going to be fine. It's all going to be great. The third group, the group that wrote down, or not even wrote down, they said, I am going to exercise on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. or whatever it was that they did, and they wrote when and how and where they were going to do it. That group was 90%. Right, 90%. That's 3 times as many, and that's almost that 90%. If we did everything we plan to do 90% of the time, that would be amazing. What did the studies show is that often we put a plan into place and we say, I want to do this, right? I'm going to pick something that from the group that reminds me. I want to write 10 minutes a day, and the problem with that is it's very hard to implement a new habit into our lives. So what happens then is that it doesn't really happen. But someone who says, I am going to write 10 minutes a day at 9 a.m., for example, or you pick a time, whatever it is, in my dining room, that they are so much more likely to do it. It's such a small thing to do, right? Like when we make a plan, instead of just saying, I'm going to do that, say a when, make a statement that says when you're going to do it and where you're going to do it. And you've increased your chances of following through on that plan by about 3 times as much, right? So that's strategy number 1, is the idea of an implementation plan, statement, right? Just make a statement saying when and where you're going to do that. That's the first reason. The second reason why people often fail, and this is huge, and this is because of the people we are surrounded by, right? And I'm going to flip the thing. What can be so helpful in succeeding is having accountability, right? I think we can all know this, in Ethics of the Fathers, Pirkei Avot, it talks about the community that we live in and how important that is, right? Like it's, we talk about nature versus nurture. We talk about, the environment and all that. We're influenced so much by the people we're around, right? Imagine if you say, I've got this goal that I want to do, and you share it with someone else, and that person says to you, really? You think you could do that? What happens then? You start doubting yourself. You start wondering, can I do that? Or you say the same thing, and the person says, that's amazing, for sure you could do it. And it's fascinating because I had this exact experience today. So I went to parents' evening for my one of my children tonight, and one of the teachers, I experienced like 2 different teachers. So he's taking exams at the end of the year, and one of the teachers was talking about what he could do, and he was like, yeah, I think you could get a B, no problem. And I could see, firstly, as a parent, I was like, okay, that sounds great. And I could see that, the energy in my son, like, okay, if I think I can get a B, then it's worth working hard for it, right? Now, another teacher, his approach was completely the opposite. He said to him, he said, assume you're going to get a D. Maybe if you work really, really hard, you'll scrape a C. And I said to him, like, would he not be able to get a B? And it's not like he's a smart kid. It's not like one subject was so different than the other subjects. I asked the teacher, is it so much harder? He's like, no, it's not. But that was his approach. His approach was tell the kids that you're going to get a D, and hopefully that will inspire them to work harder and do harder. Like, whatever. I happened to have a conversation with my son afterwards and explain things to him, but like, if I'm hearing that as a parent, I'm thinking like, why would I want to work if you're telling me that like I could barely scrape a D? Like it. But if you tell someone, if we're surrounded by people that hold us up and that support us, and that is so powerful. And for those of you that were in the challenge group this week, raise your hand if you experienced that, because I experienced it. Raise your hand. Yes, yes. Like, how amazing was it to be surrounded by a group of us just supporting and cheering each other on and giving us that space to be open about our goals and what we will get when we achieve it. Yes, exactly. Nicholas say raising a hand, and I saw so many other hands raised as well. When we have that support, it's amazing. And yes, it pushes us so much further. And you know what? It's not always easy to have that support in real life, okay? Because we don't, as much as we can say, choose who you are, let's be real, right? We don't necessarily get to choose our family's response to what our goals are. And sometimes when we have things, not everyone around us is supportive of what we do, right? Raise your hand if you've ever experienced that. People, yes, I see some hands up. Yeah. As much as you say, the inspirational, motivational memes all say, surround yourself by people that prop you up and cheer you on. It's much harder in real life to do that, and that's one of the things that I'm going to address in the course that I'm going to talk to you about at the end of it. But having that support system and having an accountability buddy, and let me tell you what an accountability buddy is. You may have heard the phrase, but what it is two people that get together and they say, we have this little goal, or whatever it is, this little plan, and we're going to check in with each other. And obviously it has to be someone who is, it doesn't have to be someone who's working on the same goal as you, but it has to be someone who's also working on something. So I'll give you an example of this. So when I was working on developing this course, so at one point I felt like I was really flagging, and I felt like, whatever, it's writing something new and starting something new. It's scary. I'll be honest with you. It's very, very scary. You don't know what's it gonna be like when you put it out in this world. The challenge was beyond amazing, but it was scary, the process leading up to it. And it got to a point where I was just like, the fear was holding me back. And what I did is I did a course which led me to all of this, which I can tell you about another time. That's for another time. So I put a post in the group saying, who wants to be my accountability buddy, right? And all we did is these two, someone else said, yeah, I'll do it. And we both had different goals. I said, this is the next step that I need to do. And she said, that's the next step I need to do. And we said a week later, we'll check in with each other. And it's so powerful, right? Because it's not someone that you don't, it's someone that you kind of feel like, I don't want to like show up and say, like I didn't do the thing, right? So something like that, an accountability buddy, when it's someone who's going to hold you accountable, is so powerful. So that's the second thing that can really spur us on to success, is the environment and the accountability of a supportive environment. And I think it has to be the supportive environment has to be something that lifts us and not like pushes us down. Okay, what is the third one? And I think the third one is huge. And you may have heard me speak about this before, so apologies if you did, but I think this is something that you can never, ever say too many times, right? So what is that? It's so often we give up too early, okay? For those of you that are in my sisterhood group, my global sisterhood group, I did a live on this a while ago. For those of you who aren't yet in my sisterhood group, join right after the Zoom, because it's amazing. It's a great group of a community of Jewish women. Okay, so what was my live about at that point? Is like, if you think about it, we celebrate Tu B'Shvat, which is the festival of the trees, the new year of the trees, in the winter, dead of winter. You look outside, all the trees look absolutely dead. Why do we do it then? Because internally, the sap is starting to rise. Now, what happens when the sap starts to rise is it brings the nutrients up to the branches, and then the branches flower and blossom and they grow. Now, if you're walking past, if this was your first year on earth, right? You've never been down to earth before. It's your first year and you're walking by and you see, you experience spring and you experience summer and you experience autumn and you experience winter. You think to yourself, they're dead. It's over. Forget about it, right? What happens is we know, and we take it for granted, that if you wait a little bit longer, things are going to start growing again, right? And from when the sap starts to rise until the blossoms actually grow is not a day or 2 days or 3 days or 4 days. It's weeks, a minimum of 6 weeks, right? Which is quite a long time in the life cycle. We are no different, right? Change happens first internally. And so often, we start something and, we'll start a healthy eating plan and we do so great on day 1 and we do great on day 2 and we do great on day 3, and then day 3, after supper, like we see that chocolate bar and it's like, I don't get it. I've been doing this for 3 whole days. Why am I still craving the chocolate? It's not working. Forget about it, right? You give up too early. And I can tell you I'm sure you can all have examples of times where you give up too early. We give up too early. And again, I think this also comes back to our accountability thing, right? Like when you have an accountability partner or when you have an accountability group and you say, like, I don't get it. I don't get why, like, I'm putting in all the work, but it's still hard, right? I'm investing in that relationship with my child, for example. I'm investing in that relationship with my parent, or I'm investing in that relationship with my spouse, and I'm still not seeing anything. It's still not having fun. It's still hard. Someone else can turn around to you and say, hold on, have patience. You gotta keep going. You don't give up too early. Don't give up too early. And it's something that is hard because, but you know what happens is when we manage to get through it, oftentimes we find the breakthrough is just after that hard bit, right? Like when you power through that hard bit, right? I think they say it that when the dawn is after the darkest part of the night. I don't know if this is true or not, but it's a nice saying anyway, right? It's hardest, and then that's when dawn breaks. And it's the same thing here. It's hard, but that doesn't mean that you're not making progress.
Can you need an extra email? Can you send it on to him?
Internally. Oh, hold on, I can't do that. Whoever's not on Zoom, if you not on mute, if you want to mute yourself, there you go. All right. Anyway, so those are the three keys to success. Okay. Number 1 is the implementation statement. A very, very simple but powerful tool. Next time you have a plan or you have a goal, instead of just saying, I'm going to write 10 minutes a day, I'm going to dance 10 minutes a day, I'm going to, do gentle yoga for 3 times a week or whatever it is, say when and where you're going to do it. Okay. And that will increase your chances of it doing it. It takes the guesswork out of it. Right away. Okay. As soon as I put the kids to bed, that is when I'm going to take out my pen and write for 10 minutes. As soon as I've had, when it comes to 2 o'clock, that's when I'm going to dance for 10 minutes or whatever it is, right? You know when and where it's going to happen, and you just do it then. The second thing is accountability. Find yourself an accountability buddy if you can, or a group, a supportive group that will support you in your goals and support people that you want to become. That's who your support group will be. And I'm going to talk about that later as well. And the third thing is, don't give up too early. When you hit a tough patch, ask yourself, is it because it's normal? Life has ups and downs, and yes, there are going to be times where I'm going to be flying, and there's going to be times where I'm going to be dipping, and I'm going to talk about that later as well. Or is it something that I need to change things? But don't give up too early. All right. Anyone that has questions, we're going to keep them until afterwards. I am first going to announce the winners. Guys, are you ready for that? So our ambassador winner for bringing the most people into the challenge is Becca Amar. Is she on? No, she's not on. Our community champion winner of the £36 Amazon voucher is Nadia. Thank you. Thank you for being so supportive to everyone. Well done. And I'm going to pull out the winner of the prize for the task. I put everyone who's completed all 4 tasks into this cup, and I'm going to pull out the winner, and the winner is Nicola. Cool. All right. Thank you, everyone. Okay.
Thank you.
Yay. So I'll be in touch with you and Nadia and Nicola after about getting your prizes. Okay. I am so excited to let you know about this wonderful opportunity that I have for you. And I want to tell you something. Like, I honestly believe this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you guys, and I'll tell you why after. But first, let me explain to you what it is. So basically, I've developed a course, and what this course is going to do is it's going to take you from frustrated to fulfilled. And I've had loads of questions of this over the week. Is it only business or work goals? No, the principles you learn can be used for work or business goals, but it's not just that. It's for personal goals as well. I had someone who said, I want to work through difficulties. I want to change mindset. The principles that you will learn in this course can be applied to all things. It will take you from frustrated to fulfilled, and you can apply it to your personal life. If you want to create more healthy habits in whatever area, if it's your mental health, if it's your physical health, if it's your health in your relationships, if it's your business goals, all areas, you choose where you can do it. And the brilliant thing about it is that this is a course. Okay, so you can start with one thing, but because you will have lifetime access to the course, which means that you can listen to it and watch it again and again. So if you start with one thing and you've mastered it and you want to go into a different area, you can take those principles and use them for something else as well. So how will this course work? It's a 6 weeks course. It will be live on Zoom. And then for anyone that can't make it live, you will have it will be recorded and it'll put up in a recorded area where you will be able to watch it at your leisure, and you have a lifetime to watch it. Okay, so if you don't get to it that week, that's fine. This is your course. You will get to do it when it's convenient for you. At the same time, the thing that we loved about the challenge, one of the things that we loved about the challenge, we loved that it made us think, and it gave us insights into ourselves, but we also loved the supportive community. Running alongside this course will be a members only Facebook group, and where whoever joins the course will support each other. I'm going to be in that group as well, and we will have that supportive community, and you'll have that opportunity to find accountability buddies within that group. So this is an incredible opportunity, and I want to tell you, I mentioned that I was going to tell you why it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for you guys. So this course, I'm very grateful that I've been given a grant to write and develop this course and offer it this time, which means that I can offer it to you at a crazy reduced price, which I am never, unless I ever get a grant like this again, but my understanding is it's I don't think that, I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but this is going to be the cheapest it will ever be. And there's a second advantage, is that this is the first time that I'm running the course, which means that it's probably going to be the smallest cohort that I take on this course. And it's which means that you'll have my eyes on you, right? So if you have questions about your personal things, I'm going to have much more availability than if there was going to be a large cohort. Which brings me to say I am offering a limited VIP options as well, which is for anyone that wants to fast track and personalize your success, right? And that will be, you'll be working with me for 6 weeks. It can be the same 6 weeks of the course, or it can be afterwards. You get to choose when those 6 weeks are, and we will be doing all those exercises in the course, but I will be doing it with you, and I will be holding you accountable. Now, let me tell you something. I am a mum of 8 kids, right? I've got a 17-year-old, I've got a 1-year-old. So if I say I'm going to hold you accountable, I am. It's going to be tough love, but it's going to be accountability as well. And I've got 2 incredible bonuses for you. I've got 2 fast action bonuses. So basically, for anyone that signs up for this course within the next 24 hours, they will get 2 bonuses. The first one, you guys are going to love, is called Finding Your Voice. It's by Rabbi David Eisenberg, who is a motivational speaker, and he's actually a public speaking coach. And his speciality is helping people find your voice. Because the truth is, you know, we're so often, like, you know, hesitant about our own voice, right? Like we try and see, am I professional enough, am I not? But what really attracts other people to us in every area of our life is our voice. It's our individuality, it's our uniqueness. So he's going to be doing a live masterclass on helping you find your voice and using it effectively in public speaking, if that's what you wish, or in any area of your life. And the second fast action bonus is that you will get a vivid vision mastermind. This is with a colleague that not a colleague, someone that a coach, a female leaders coach that I know very well. She lives in North America, and her speciality is on finding like your big kind of picture goals. And she's going to do a one-off mastermind on how to find, you know, to step into that big, bold picture of your goal. Okay, so that is if you sign up within 24 hours. If you sign up within 48 hours, you will get the public speaking Find Your Voice mastermind as part of it. So what is the value of the course? The value of the course is £9.99. I'm talking in British pounds, UK pounds. The value of the Facebook group is £99. The value of the fast action bonus, the Vision Mastermind, is £75, and the value of the Find Your Voice Mastermind is £49, which is a total of £1,216. What I was able to do and bring the price down is I've got 2 options for you. You can either pay over 3 months, which is £59 a month, which is less than £2 a day, or you can pay in full and you'll get the discounted price of £147. And that is a really, really incredible price. If you think about it, we pay so much money to go on holiday, to feel great, and we come home, and if we haven't dealt with what the things are that are holding us back, we're stuck. We're still there. This is going to give you the tools to bring that joy into your everyday life. I will be sending out an email where you'll get all the details. You can get a chance to look at the website. If you have any questions, let me know. Does anyone have any questions that they would like to ask on anything? It could be on any part of the challenge that we did, any part of the mastermind that we did tonight, anything. This is your opportunity. If you want, you can unmute yourself and you can just go for it. Any questions? If not, yes. Was that?
Yeah, sorry. What did you say it was a 6-week course?
Yes.
And when is it? Is it going to be weekly?
It is going to be weekly. It is starting the beginning of March.
Okay.
So just, I mean, in the UK, we have half term, so it's going to be starting right after half term. And yeah, and then, but obviously you have whenever lifetime access to it.
So it's a pre-recorded module?
No, it's
Oh,
going
no,
to be
it's
live.
live. You're teaching it live, and then yeah, okay.
And it's going to be taught live, and I forgot, thank you, Nadia, and there's going to be question and answer afterwards as well. For anyone that joins live, it's going to be questions and answers afterwards. And then it's going to be recorded and uploaded within 24 hours to the members area. Any other questions? Could be anything. Otherwise, I'm going to say thank you, everyone, for the most fantastic week.